inspired by true-to-life events.
Yes,
we have a question from Professor Science.
Yes, first congratulations sa inyo lahat. My question is, Perfect is going to be shown on the 22nd, like in theaters. So how do you feel that finally it will be shown commercially?
This film or this story is 32 years in the making. When my own father wrote his last will and testament. And it took me 50 years of acting lessons, my study at UP, to prepare me for this role. So it's sentimental.
And the other cast, like Sophie Ng and Sir, kasi kakatapos ng film festival. So, what are your expectations sa showing dito sa cinemas on the 22nd?
Actually, I'm not expecting much, but I just hope that this movie will be like a message to everyone out there who's going to watch it. Na may makuha silang something, may ma-realize silang something, na may ganun pala. Even in right now.
I think for me, I'm just really hoping that people can come out and support Her Locked. I think this movie, as you all have seen, is somewhat like a love letter to the community. And I hope, there's so many stories about family and love and truth and empowerment, and there's something for everyone. And at the heart of it, we have the fighting spirit of a woman like Miss Rebecca, who, as she said just now, for 52 years, 50 years, just to be able for this film to come out here. And I hope you can all spread the word and support natin yung film na to. Thank you.
And Sir Marcos, ang kamkam na ang mahal.
Magandang gabi po ba sa ating lahat. It's a big shoe to fill in after the Film Fest sa 22nd. Pero the beauty of it now is with social media, good nga sinabi niyo po, baka pwede natin i-spread. And I think naman, I, together with the other cast, have experienced something na close to our hearts na iba talaga ang pamilya, dugo sa dugo. At kung maiahatid natin yung mensahe yun sa masa, magandang ipasa natin di ba? Hindi na yung, okay, may mga comedy tayo dyan, meron tayong mga action. Pero sa hirap ng buhay ngayon, maganda rin kasi pagsama-sama natin. Kaya, salamat.
Thank you.
When we were brainstorming the storyline, it was during the pandemic. So we had to develop the story, the screenplay, via Zoom. And during the photo shoot and the camera and the principal photography, my husband was diagnosed with illness. And on the last day shoot, I had to rush him to the hospital. During the post-editing, he passed away. So this is a very sentimental film for me because of the roller coaster ride.
Thank you po. Congratulations.
Okay, so now I would like to introduce another VIP to lead another part of Q&A portion. He is the Grace Alumni Association Incorporated Youth Committee Chairman and also the Federation of Filipino Chinese Alumni Associations Incorporated Director and also a member of Chinese Filipino Business Club Incorporated. Now please give your hand and let us welcome Mr. Jared Lawrence Go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm honored to be given the opportunity to serve as the associate producer to handle the Filipino-Chinese market of this very esteemed independent film. Allow me to utilize this opportunity to acknowledge the several organizations who have made tonight's event possible through your participation. First of all, 非华各校友会联谊总会 Federation of Filipino Chinese Alumni Association Incorporated, who has very generously given us a congratulatory ad in today's newspaper. 非华工商总会、非华商联总会、马尼拉机会素诺国际狮子会、非华文经总会、非华青年服务团、非华文经总会、菲律宾各中心会联谊总会青年组、厦门大学菲律宾校友会、领会学院校友会、崇德学院校友会、北京大学菲律宾校友会、菲律宾让德武士总心总会、上华语言中心、菲律宾中华研究所、菲律宾能人中学校友会、菲律宾基督教领会学院、圣公会中学。Brief. 飞华网红和部落格，厦门航空有限公司马尼拉办事处，31中汽菲律宾分公司，中国通信服务菲律宾分公司，马尼拉标准报、今日报、民沦落报刊，菲律宾商报、非华电视台、非中电视台、非中新闻台、远东广播台。Filinvest 房地产公司 PCN Pro 华为指定合作方，菲律宾青年成就 Junior Achievement of the Philippines Solar TV， 菲律宾领会基督教会，甘帕心理健康联盟 ，and many more. So you can only imagine how I spent my Christmas. Thank you very much to all these associations for joining us tonight. Now may I welcome two very special panelists who are very close to my heart and shall answer two very simple questions that are related to the characters of the movie that we have just seen. So may I welcome on stage Dr. Joyce Piat Go and Dr. Tan So Jung. A round of applause, please. So let's start with Dr. Tan So Jung. Very simple question. We all know that Jewel is a sufferer of a very degenerative disease called dementia. And many of us have encountered this very wretched disease in the elderly that we have met at some point in our lives. So our question for Dr. Tan is, how do we detect dementia at an early stage, and what can we do to mitigate its effects?
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to express gratitude for inviting me to be here. Can you hear? Well, this is indeed a very, very touching and very realistic film, as we see that in many families with the demise of the parents, the siblings go far over the division of the properties. Now, this is a story about dementia of Mrs. Nicholas. So, dementia literally means disturbance of the mind. Dementia means mind. Day means disturbance of mind. So in dementia, the main features are poor memory and also difficulty in understanding. So those are the important features of dementia. Now the question is how to prevent. Now, so the most important prevention of dementia is to have more mental practice. Usually, we always say that in order to be strong physically, we should have more physical exercise. For the brain, in order to prevent disturbance of thinking or to enhance our memory, we should have more mental exercise, like reading books, engage in mental activities, readings, watching movies, Bible studies, music, playing games. So these are exercises that can retain our mental function. Medically speaking, we also have to think about physical health, like diabetes mellitus, hypertension, and other medical diseases. All of these will predispose a
Thank you, Dr. Tan. And our question for Dr. Joyce Pianto. Mommy, since I'm your only son and I am the favorite by default, we have seen that Jewel has experienced the ill effects of favoritism in the family. So given that there have been many adverse effects to her adolescence and her growing up. So if we experience this while growing up, how do we mitigate its negative effects as adults?
First of all, I would like to congratulate my Auntie Rebecca. In Chinese, I call her CE. So, indeed, when I married to your family, she has already been acting very beautiful wherever you go, wherever she goes, and whenever we have got together. Congratulations, CE. Truly proud of you. Back to your question. If you are a parent here, I would encourage you to try not to have favoritism because it will definitely have an effect on the children. But sometimes parents cannot avoid it, and as human as we are sinful beings and we do have favoritism. But if we as children have experienced favoritism, I hope that we will all be like Jewel, being able to rise above the situation. And if there is a keyword I can use for this film, it is the forgiveness of her heart that was able to let her go through life and really become a victorious person or a victorious Christian. So I hope that all of us will have this forgiveness of heart that starts with a decision that we wanted to forgive someone in our family and then make baby steps to work towards it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll bring the mic back to Mr.
We are down with the last 3 to 4 set of questions. We'd like to ask Rose or Jojo. Rose.
Congratulations. And Mom Rebecca, you're a good actress. My question is this movie will be the first and last produced movie of your production, or will you still pursue producing more films?
Thank you for your question. I'm not running for Miss Universe, but I'm glad to answer your question. This movie started as a revenge film. But along the way, I read the diaries of my dad and my mom and read it in their diaries. There were 32 years of diaries, and written on the diary is the Bible verse, mercy and compassion from Exodus. This is my first full-length film. I had a short film under the direction of Direct Brillante Mendoza. So I brought this to different continents, to US, to Europe, to Africa, to Asia, and now to the Philippines. I have already the synopsis of Her Lockett too, but I need you to spread the word so that during the commercial run, there will be more people to come and we can have more ticket sales so that I can produce Her Lockett too. Thank you.
We have a set of questions from Jojo Maria.
Just one to Mr. Rebecca. This is not the first movie about, or maybe featuring the Filipino Chinese activities. But how different is this one?
Yes, I appeared in Manopo 3 and then in Manopo 7 as the mother of Richard Yap. And along the way, I saw how Mother Lily and Rosel Monteverde worked, and I was inspired by them to produce my own movie, but blending the two cultures, Filipino and Chinese cultures. I brought this to many different parts of the world. Next will be Hong Kong. I hope people will appreciate. This is a small film, but we want to impart more messages to our kababayan. The Filipino communities in US and Europe are very warm. They are homesick. And in Africa, the young girls would just hug me and take selfies with me or autograph. I am not as famous as national artist Ricky Lee, but they appreciate the message and the film. Thank you.
Is that saying you wish it would be more appreciated here at this point?
I'd like to, because after the Sinag Manila run, wherein we won 8 awards, there were some press people who asked me if I'm ready with Her Locket too. I am ready, but I need your support.
And at the very least, it deserves appreciation. So, thank you.
Hello, good evening everyone, and congratulations. So this film is very special to the Filipino Chinese community. So what do you want the Filipinos and the other people who will see this film nationwide to know about the Filipino Chinese community once seen this?
Yes, there are many subjects here that are taboos, like gender equality, women empowerment, and inheritance issues. This is not only for the rich families, but the rich and middle-class families in Filipino and Chinese communities. The message we want to bring to the audience is a woman has a voice, and the voice needs to be heard.